Drives right up on the rug and right back down, no issues. Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be checking out the Shark AV752 Ion Robot Vacuum Cleaner. I did purchase this product myself, and any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this product, you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in the video description. You can see its retail box and packaging right here. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and look at the contents. Here are all the contents. First up, you can see we have our product literature right here. We have our owner's guide for the AV752 and the AV753. Walking us through everything we need to know about our RoboVac, how to set up and prepare for use, how to charge it. Then they have how to control it with indicator lights, battery status, manual cleaning mode. Then we have our Shark Clean app and voice control settings right here. And then a lot of maintenance tips and tricks for us. You can see that. And then we have some troubleshooting and additional product information. This does come with a 1-year warranty. Next, you can see basically a quick start guide with the QR code to the Shark Clean app, again available for iOS and Android devices. Then we have our 2 side cleaning brushes right here, followed by our charging base and power supply with the Shark branding on it. That looks pretty cool. And lastly, we have the RoboVac itself. Let's go ahead, let's look at this in more detail. Here's a look at the vacuum up close. Check it out. Everything looks great. I really like the white color scheme that we have going on here with the silver Shark logo and branding and the nice accent on our dustbin button. You can see our additional buttons up at the top and a sticker we need to peel before use, and make sure you switch on before charging. There's the power button right there. Just toggle it to the on position. You can see additional sensors. We have our bumper as well that helps navigate with IR sensors inside of it. So you can see this from all different sides and angles. Now we're looking at the back. That's our dustbin. So let's go ahead. We can remove that right here. So you can see how everything looks. Looks really nice. Fairly large as well. And then we have our instructions to pinch to open up. So then we have access to our filter for cleaning as needed. We will have to use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the filter. And then you can see how we're going to easily empty all the contents out of the dustbin right there. And then we can easily install it right back on the vacuum. Now let's flip it over. Let's look at the bottom side right here. Our omnidirectional wheel, charging contacts, cliff sensors to help it to not fall off a ledge or anything like that. We also have our left and right side cleaning brushes. We have additional brushes built into. That's pretty cool right there. You can see those. Our battery compartment, again, you have to have a Phillips head screwdriver if you want to access that. Additional product information, our spring-loaded drive wheels. You can see we have our QR code to scan and register our vacuum. And we have our main brush roller right here, easily removable to replace and clean as needed. I like the blue accent with the white too. That's pretty sharp looking. Now let's go ahead, let's get this set up. Setup's really simple. We just have to install both side cleaning brushes. And again, we got that cool blue color scheme and pattern right here. So just line them up and gently press in place. They aren't labeled, so you can use either one on either side. But now you can see what the side cleaning brushes look like when they're installed. Now let's go ahead, let's charge this up and then set this up within the mobile app. So our Shark Vac's charged and ready to go. I also went ahead, I downloaded the Shark Clean app. Again, it's a free app available for iOS and Android devices. Once you have it downloaded, you'll be prompted to either sign in or create an account. Once you do, you'll be at this screen where it's time to set up our RoboVac. So go ahead, choose add a robot, the big purple button. Let's go ahead, let's choose get started. Make sure your phone is connected to your 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network and you know the password. Next, you can see we have to check yes or no if we have the self-emptying base. We do not with this version. Then they want to make sure that you've already installed the side cleaning brushes. We have done that. Continue. Make sure you power on your vacuum. We just did that. Continue. Now we have to prepare our Shark for our Wi-Fi network. So again, make sure you're connected to a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network and you know the password. Continue. Now we have to press and hold either the dock clean or the dock max. In our case, we're going to hold down the dock max buttons. We got a beep and I see the Wi-Fi indicator beeping. So now we can go ahead and select continue. Now let's go ahead, let's find a good spot for our charger. So follow the 5 steps there. My dock is ready. Gently place your Shark on the dock to charge. We have the blue light on the side. Ours is charging right now. Allow connections if prompted. So go ahead, let's select continue. And you can see it's working on connecting to our Shark, and we got our prompt right here to join the network. So go ahead and do that. Now you can see it's connected to the Shark, and it wants to access some additional features. So go ahead and select OK. Now it has our Wi-Fi, and it's working on completing. There we go. Super quick. Now we have to choose our network and connect to it. Here's the next screen where you're going to enter your password, then select continue. Now it's going to connect our vacuum to the Wi-Fi. After that's done, you can see it's moving on to completing the connection, and lastly, it'll verify it. All right, it just finished verifying our connection, and success. Our Shark is successfully connected. Now let's go ahead and click continue. We can name our Shark. So let's just name it Shark. I like SharkBot. Continue. And now you can see they prompt you through different setup instructions right here, just giving you helpful reminders of making sure you tidy up your house free from clutter, wires, that sort of thing. And now we're in our vacuum settings. So let's go ahead and let's look at this in more detail. So you can see all the settings right here within the mobile app for our SharkBot as we've named it. So first up, we have this little pull tab up from the bottom, giving us a notification, letting us know that we should turn on scheduling to automate our cleanings. So we can go to scheduling right there, or we can select the schedule button, and we can choose which time of day we want to have it clean, hour, minute, AM, or PM, select continue. Which days of the week do you want it to do that? We could have every day of the week, right? So that's pretty cool. You can see those options there, and then we just select set schedule. And there we go. Our schedule is all set. It's that simple. Within the app too, we can also tell it to clean right now. So we can activate cleaning right here. And you can also see we can view our cleaning history once we have some cleaning runs under our belt. We'll be able to see that information right here, the timeline of the clean and its runtime. So that's really nice. And we have a nice summary too up at the top again for the runtime and how many cleaning runs our vacuum has made, so you can keep track of that right there. And to show you everything works, let's go ahead and let's press clean. And you can see it's communicating with it. It just beeped. And now it's gonna leave its charging base and it's gonna start cleaning. Now you can see the Shark in action here. It's just moving around the house sporadically. No rhyme or reason to it. It's just responding to obstacles as it encounters them. And then it changes direction. You can see it's moving freely on our hard floor right here, no issues. It just encountered our doormat right there. And again, it's able to move up on it, turn around and drive back off without any reservations or anything like that. It worked great. So it's nice to know it can change surfaces very easily. Now you can see it's under the cabinet. It found the corner right here and it's adjusting using that bumper and its sensors to navigate. At this price point, it's very common for vacuums to have this style of navigation where it just sporadically cleans all throughout the house. For me personally, I prefer vacuums that have the line-by-line, row-by-row navigation because it actually knows where it's cleaned and it makes sure that every area of your house is covered every time it cleans, which I prefer because there's definitely more consistency to be had in your cleaning experience if the vacuum does navigate that way. Now you can see we have some obstacles for it right here. It's driving under the chairs and it is able to navigate. You can see it just uses that front bumper to make contact over and over again very gently to find its direction and navigate around. So you can see in real time how it's doing right here. It's trying to find a way out. And there we go. Now it's back out and continuing to clean. Now let's go ahead, let's turn it to max. So now you can see we have max cleaning mode enabled and it's following me right here. I actually can't tell any sort of difference in the level of noise from the vacuum with max enabled. I was expecting to hear a noticeable change in suction power. But you can see now we have max mode and it's continuing on with its clean. Now it's going to encounter this area rug right here and you can see it's able to drive right up on it. No issues at all. We'll see as it comes back this way how it'll do. Here's some shoes on the floor too. That's a nice obstacle, but here we go. Drives right up on the rug and right back down, no issues. Gotta have some fun with those shoes now. So here we go. Let's see how it does. As long as it can bump into them and not drive over them, you shouldn't have any issues with obstacles like that. Now you can see we have the vacuum cleaning on the carpet right here. Check it out as it navigates. I also want to show you within the mobile app, now we have a couple more features that we can look at. We can send it to the dock. We can find the robot. We also have our suction settings right here. So we can do max if we want, if we don't want to physically press the max button, or we can do eco. Right now we're in normal, so let's go down to eco. So you can see it's changing those settings right here. Again, I can't tell a difference from the audio level. Nothing sounds any louder or any quieter. And let's go back up to max. Maybe a little bit louder if we jump from eco to max, but I'm guessing normal just bridges the distance enough that it's hard to tell between the settings that we're, noticing anything in regards to decibel level per se. So let's go ahead, let's leave it in max mode for the carpet. That'll help us get the best clean possible. And you can see it driving right here. Just going around the baseboards a little bit. Now it's working its way diagonally again. All sporadic, no rhyme or reason to how it's cleaning. Now you can see the vacuum approaching the top of the steps on the landing right here. The cliff sensor's just activated and you can see it's going to prohibit itself from going any further and falling down the steps. Now let's let the vacuum finish cleaning and we'll check out the results. Don't forget, while the vacuum's cleaning, you can send it home if you want for whatever reason. So within the app, we can press go to dock right there, the big red button. Now you can see it's chiming and the dock button is illuminated. You could also press that button if for whatever reason you wanted to send it home at that moment. So now let's follow the vacuum. You can see it's going to work on finding the home base. There's the home base. Let's see if it's found it yet. It sure has. So it's lining up now to make its approach to charge. There you go. Perfect. It found its home base and now it's charging. Now that we finished cleaning, let's go ahead, let's look at the results. So we're gonna flip the unit over and you can see right here, looking at our main brush unit, we already have a lot of hairs and carpet fibers and threads that are stuck on the main brush roller. So it's always in your best interest to go ahead every couple of cleans, flip it over and conduct some routine maintenance by cutting or pulling all the threads off. But you can see this will pick up and get threads tangled on the main brush. Very common with this style of vacuum cleaner, regardless of make, model, or brand. Now let's flip it back over and let's look at the dustbin right here. So check it out. Oh, that's disgusting. You can see all the pet hair that we have right there. Let's gently open this up without creating a huge mess if we can. I'm terrified how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna end up spilling it everywhere. So let's go ahead. Let's just try to be gentle here. Oh, we're gonna mess it up. There we go. We did it so gently, but look at how disgusting that is. This is a real world test. You can see all the pet hair crumbs, everything it was able to pick up right here. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at all the crumbs on the hair on the bottom right there. So dirt, dust, crumbs, hair. You can see grass clippings. This is your typical household mess from kids, from adults, and from pets. This is going to do a great job picking up everything for you. And I also want you to focus in on the filter right here. You can see some of that. This is also going to collect, and this is important, it's going to keep those really fine dirt and dust particles. We can focus in on this. Maybe, maybe not. But it really keeps those really fine dirt and dust particles trapped in the filter as well. So it's not just spreading it around your house, shooting it out the back or anything like that. It's going to trap all of that in the filter to make sure that it's going to give you that nice, deep, and thorough clean. So overall, I'm impressed with the cleaning abilities of this RoboVac. So after using the Shark Robot Vacuum Cleaner, let me share with you my final thoughts. I really think this is a great choice and option for people that are looking for a name brand, reputable robot vacuum cleaner, but they don't want to have the latest and greatest features and you want to spend the least amount of money as possible. That's going to be where this vacuum cleaner comes in. Obviously, with some of the features that I feel like this vacuum's missing, self-emptying base, LiDAR navigation, you can get those on higher end makes and models. So for this particular unit, this is just a simple, set it and forget about it, RoboVac, set a schedule, let it do its thing, and empty the dustbin, and that's all there is to this. It does have a mobile app. That's very basic. You can just do what you can do with the buttons right here, adjust the suction setting, that sort of thing. So I'd love to say, give us smart mapping, give us a cleaning map, a cleaning history, all these other features, but that's going to be on their higher end makes and models. So for this particular unit, a budget-friendly name brand RoboVac, this definitely delivers. Now, with all that being said, just keep in mind, some people might have a lot of furniture and obstacles that the vacuum can get tangled on without a better navigation system. So just make sure that you've prepped your area in your house and you keep it in tip-top shape for this vacuum cleaner to operate properly. I was impressed with the battery life. They advertised 120 minutes, and we were definitely seeing that with our tests. So depending on the suction level that you have, if you're cleaning hard floors with carpets, things like that, you will get around that battery life. And I think that's great, especially because this doesn't have a recharge and resume. So battery life is more important than some of those smarter RoboVacs out there. Pay attention to its size too. This is a fairly tall RoboVac. So if you have, lower couches or pieces of furniture that you usually want a RoboVac to clean under, this one might be on the taller side for that and not able to go under some of those places. But overall, this has done a great job cleaning. If you're used to Shark vacuum cleaners and you're happy with that cleaning quality, it definitely translates over to their RoboVacs.